Music moves you in a different way. It's a visceral thing. You know, with comedy, you're like this, or you're watching visual jokes, whereas music gets you right here. So it's a, you know, somebody singing a song about freedom is an amazing thing. It can really move you and make you passionate.
I see my light come shining from the west to the east. Any day now, anyway now, I shall be released.
For the finale, veteran rock stars Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton joined the young Sting doing a Bob Dylan number.
Sting kind of, whether he meant to or whether he was asked to, kind of led. I think everybody else is either too shy or just sort of stood back and let him. Because he was a pushy little bloke, really.
I'm kind of bossy when it gets to, comes to music, and so I find myself bossing Eric around and bossing Jeff Beck, these two icons. And I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm telling them what I think they should do.
So many international rock stars appeared in Amnesty shows that The Secret Policeman's Balls became a huge hit in America. The shows helped to raise awareness of Amnesty's ongoing efforts to rescue prisoners of conscience.
The seed was planted at Amnesty for Bob. He saw what they were doing, he saw our entertainment could help that process, and then he took the ball and ran with it to further than anybody could possibly imagine. I always felt I was on his coattails in that regard.
These shows led to a new style of giant charity event, like Live Aid and Comic Relief. Because of television, they were now slickly produced and raised much more money. But people still remember those early Amnesty benefits with great affection.
What I loved about it was the fact that it was rough around the edges. It was like a student review. Everybody'd come together, and there wasn't a proper running order, and lots of people's names weren't on the list, and you never quite knew what was happening. But it happened because of this incredible energy that everybody was putting into it.
There was no idea of your image or what you looked like.
Yeah, or your ratings.
If you had the right shoes or the wrong socks, in my case. It was more relaxed and more sort of easygoing.
I mean, you didn't really need a director. You wanted a snatch squad, really, to go on and get them off, because everybody did twice as much as they said they were going to do.
We're normally kind of cosseted and, we're treated like royalty, When there's too many royals backstage, you'll have to lump in.
Terry, can I have your hat?
Those dressing rooms were appallingly small. Conditions were terrible. The food was non-existent. Where was Amnesty when you need them?
As the old poet says, you can't hope to recapture that first fine, careless rapture. And you watch the early shows, and there is a fine, careless rapture about it.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day.
You felt that you were nailing your colours to the mast, as it were, when you did Amnesty International. When you do Comic Relief, you can be slightly ambiguous, I suppose, in your political intent. But with Amnesty, you're definitely saying, I am against this. This is wrong. And I think that gives it some mettle.
There's nothing in the streets looks any different to me. And the slogans are replaced by the fire.
Amnesty presents this idealized potential that we could treat each other better. It is idealism, and I do believe it's possible. So it's a potential, and I think we need to support organizations that offer us that potential.
Just like yesterday, then I'll get on my knees and I pray. We don't get fooled again.
I had a strange thought the other day that I feel as though I'm probably the last
a member of the last generation to truly enjoy freedom of thought, in the sense that you can't have a feeling that within 20 years someone will have invented a machine to read your mind. You know, there's absolutely no reason why that should not be the case. The degree and the rate at which technology advances, whereas I know that my thoughts are my own at the moment. But I cannot believe that many more decades will go by when that will be the case. And I think that's a horrible thought. I think that's a frightening, frightening thought. I haven't a clue what amnesty can do about it. Absolutely nothing, I suspect. But it just puts you in mind of how fragile and important a thing freedom is. And that sometimes actually, you know, you have to take a stand against what is deemed to be progress in order to re-establish, you know, human dignity and human freedoms.